A century and a quarter ago, one of two brothers who'd made a fortune in the grocery business gave a large park and a Gothic clock tower as his family's legacy to the city of Hartford, Connecticut. Hi, this is History with me, Dan Sterner, and this video is about the Keney brothers, their lost mansion house, and the grand tower intended to be a memorial to their mother. Or was it? Just north of downtown Hartford, where Main Street intersects with Ann Street, High Street, Eli Street, and Albany Avenue, stands a mighty Gothic clock tower. Said to be the only freestanding tower in the city, it was erected in 1898 in a small park of an acre and a half just south of Eli Street. Built of reddish-brown ashlar quarried in Longmeadow, Massachusetts, it was designed by architect Charles C. Height, who was known for his collegiate Gothic buildings, including several at Yale University. The square tower's upper half consists of its four-sided clock and the massive louvers that shield its chimes. Its top has four corner pinnacles that enhance the verticality of the structure. Long before the tower was built, this property at the corner of Eli and Main Streets looked very different, for here stood the wholesale grocery business of Henry and Walter Keney. At the corner of Eli Street was their warehouse, and next to it was the house where the brothers were born and that later became their office. Their father Joseph had established a grocery business here when he first came to Hartford in the year 1800. Henry was born in 1806 and Walter in 1808, but then their father passed away in 1811, leaving their widowed mother, Rebecca Turner Keney, to raise the two boys. Her brother Robert had continued her husband's grocery business, but in 1830 he stepped aside and the young men were able to establish their own firm, H&W Keney, in the very same store their father once occupied. It is said that their business rivals gave their venture only 6 months, but the brothers prospered and became mercantile and civic leaders in the city, known for their great generosity and their integrity, so that it was a compliment in Hartford to be called honest as the Keneys. As one biography noted, they were never separated in business nor in personal affairs, and they had no separate accounts. The expenses of one were the expenses of the other. What one received, the other received, and the gifts of one were the gifts of the other. This inseparable pair continued to live together just feet from where they had been born, occupying a 15-room mansion facing Main Street at the corner of Eli just north of their warehouse. It was a stylish Greek Revival-style residence that had Palladian windows in its side gables and an extensive rear L. In later years, a Victorian-era porch was added along the house's north side. Neither Keney brother had children. Walter Keney died in 1889 and left his large estate to his wife, Mary Jeanette. She was the daughter of Major James Goodwin, who had resided in the large mansion on Woodland Street in Hartford known as the Goodwin Castle. That house was designed by her brother, Reverend Francis Goodwin, who was one of Hartford's great civic leaders. As one of the city's park commissioners, he played a huge role in the 1890s in expanding the number of Hartford parks. As part of this campaign, he said to his brother-in-law, Henry Keney, "You have no children to carry on your name, but if you give Hartford a beautiful park, your name will be spoken by someone every day of the year." Keney died in 1894, and in his will he left land and funds for future acquisitions for a park in the north end of Hartford. The resulting Keney Park, designed by the landscape architectural firm of Olmsted, and Elliott, would grow to over 600 acres. Just a reminder, if you are enjoying this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel. As we know, Keney Park is not all that he bequeathed to the city of Hartford. There was also the much smaller plot of land where the Keney business had stood. For this spot along Main Street, he left for the trustees of his will funds for what that document described as some suitable and proper memorial according to their taste and judgment to perpetuate the memory of the firm of H&W Keney. The clock tower was the result, and a notice in the Hartford Courant in 1896 that included a sketch of the planned monument indicated that it would perpetuate the memory of Henry and Walter Keney. But instead of focusing on the brothers or their business, the plaque inside the completed tower's front vestibule reads, "This tower, erected to the memory of my mother, is designed to preserve from other occupancy the ground sacred to me as her home, and to stand in perpetual honor to the wisdom, goodness, and womanly nobility of her to whose guidance I owe my success in life and its chief joy, Henry Keney." So was this dedication to his mother Henry Keney's intention, or did Reverend Goodwin, the trustee, find a more appropriate honoree for the tower than a wholesale grocery store? We may never know the full truth of this. And what of the mansion that once stood just north of the tower? The Keney house was torn down in 1933 and replaced with a Firestone auto supply store and service shop that stood for decades, but has since been torn down as well, leaving an empty lawn today. And the wholesale grocery business, started by Henry and Walter Keney back in 1830, the brothers had various partners over the years, and the firm continued after Henry's death. When the tower was built, the business was known as Tucker and Goodwin, and it moved its operations from the site of the future tower to another now lost building on Hurlburt Street, where it remained in business until it closed at the end of 1926. As for the tower, after its chimes fell silent for a number of years, a partnership between the City of Hartford, the Friends of Keney Park, and the University of Connecticut in 2019 brought in a team of UConn engineering students who joined with community partners, including students at the neighboring Capitol Prep Magnet School, to repair the broken mechanisms and restore the clock to its old glory. The Keney Memorial Clock Tower remains a treasured landmark in the city today. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I also want to give a special shout out to my channel members. Thanks for watching.